Hey everyone, it's Jonathan here, founder of Driving Academy, and in today's video we're going to take the crystal ball and look into the future and see exactly what 2025 has in store for the trucking industry as a whole. So if you've been in trucking, you would have noticed that trucking kind of comes and goes in like many other markets and flows, right? In the past couple of years has not been the strongest years possible for trucking, right? So right after COVID, that's where there was a huge explosion in trucking where everyone was getting into it. The last couple of years have been kind of a dip. Is 2025 going to be just like 2024, or is there going to be a change? In this video, we're going to be going through a few different stages to kind of think about when it comes to the trucking industry as a whole, and maybe it might be the best time for you to actually get yourself a CDL license, because maybe 2025 is where everything does change, but you got to wait to the end of the video to actually find out what my predictions actually are. So that being said, without any further ado, let's get started. So the main thing we definitely know that's going to happen is that there's a new president in town, or I guess he's an old president coming back. And whether you like him or hate him, the one thing you do have to understand is that he is very pro-business, which means he's going to do what he needs to do to try to help the overall business market move forward. And the one thing you do have to understand is if he is successful at doing things like bringing jobs back into the country and making manufacturing grow in the country itself, it's going to grow the overall economy. And the one thing that's always going to grow when the economy grows is going to be trucking, because trucking is the backbone and almost like the foundation of the entire economy. Because anytime you buy something or sell something, a truck has to be involved to transport that good or service from point A to point B. So understand this: if he does what he says he's going to do, and now I know he looks kind of crazy and he says a lot of crazy things, then it might be a good thing for trucking. But let's kind of take that aside and see what has to happen for it actually to be a good time for trucking. So in order to make money in trucking, there's two main factors that really have to come into play. One is going to be the amount of work that's out there. And depending on how much work is out there and what the competition is like is going to determine what the rates are going to look like, right? So trucking rates have been lower than what they have been in the past few years. That being said, a lot of people are predicting that 2025 you're going to start seeing a rate increase, which means a lot more money potential is coming in. Now, what's going to cause this rate increase? One, a lot of people are predicting that the economy is going to stay strong and it's going to keep moving forward, which means manufacturing is going to rise. And then two, because of the dip that trucking did have these past 2-3 years, a lot of people who were weak and got into the industry without being properly prepared have already fallen out of the bottom, and now only the strong shall survive, right? And now it's going to start seeing the uptick of everything moving forward. The other thing in order to make money in trucking that has to take effect is going to be your fuel costs, right? So we've already seen fuel costs already starting to stabilize and start to drop. And my prediction is for 2025 as a whole, if you were to average out all of 2025 compared to all of 2024, your fuel cost should be lower this year than it was last year, which means less expense if you're driving the truck, and which means more profit to you if you're the owner-operator. All right, so the next thing we're going to be talking about is what does the job market actually look like? So if our predictions are correct, the job market should increase. One of the main things that's going to be pulling the job market forward is going to be the huge demand for e-commerce. Every single year, e-commerce is just getting stronger and stronger. And what does e-commerce do for trucking? It's a blessing for trucking itself, specifically for the last mile transportation, right? So if you kind of look at the overall prediction, you're going to see an increase of rates when it comes to long haul trucking, from getting stuff from point A to point B in a longer period of time. You're also going to see a lot more last mile transportation stuff, which means the local routes are going to be a lot higher too. So that means if you're somebody who wants to go for a CDL Class B, it might be a good option for you if you're too afraid to kind of go all the way up to the actual CDL Class A. So the next thing that you really have to understand about the job market is currently in 2024, there's about an 80,000 driver shortage. And as the economy starts to raise, you're actually going to see that shortage increase. Now, the beautiful thing about getting into this career very soon and getting your CDL license very soon is that you actually get to ride that wave all the way up. Because if you just think about the simplicity of supply and demand, when there is very little supply and a very high demand for something, the price goes up. So the job market's going to be strong. The driver shortage is going to increase as well. So say we go from 80,000 drivers shortage to 90,000 driver shortage to 100,000 driver shortage. That means that in order for companies to hire you, they're going to have to start paying more money, which means if everything that I predict is moving on in the right direction, you're actually going to start seeing increases in the already high pay rate of an average truck driver. And that's an amazing thing. So if you are in an industry that's shaky, because there's still a lot of uncertainty out there, are we in a recession? Are we going into a recession? And you don't really know what your 2025 goals look like, maybe getting a CDL license might be the best option for you because it's one of the most secure jobs in the country. You can be dropped off anywhere that you want in the country and you can find a job like this. Like I said, right now, it's a slow time period for trucking as a whole. There's still a lot of people making a boatload of money here, even in this industry itself, and there's still an 80,000 driver shortage. So what does that mean? That means that there's a lot of jobs no matter what the economy actually looks like. So if security is important to you, if the potential for growth is important to you, and maybe for some people you want to start your own business, you don't know which way to go, trucking is also a great way for that as well. So my prediction is 2025 is going to be an overall positive route when it comes to trucking. Some potential negatives that are going to happen is going to be things like regulations, right? Now that the government is more of a Republican, Republicans in general like less regulation, at least on the federal level. That does not mean that on a state-by-state basis, like a huge state like California, is not going to put on some more regulations that's going to potentially hurt the trucking industry. But those are all things that you can always go around because once the new regulation's in play, it's a new way to play the game, and there's always ways to outwin that game itself. But if you want to take advantage of this booming industry, and I think 2025 is you're going to start seeing a major uptick in the trucking industry itself, I implore you, get yourself a CDL license or at least find out some more information. Check out our website, cdldrivingacademy.com. We have locations nationwide, all across the country. And if you can't find a location near you, check out our Linden, New Jersey facility. We're able to help you out no matter what part of the country that you actually are in. So one more time, check out our website, cdldrivingacademy.com. And let's make 2025 the best year yet. Set your goals. And if you want security, you want a job, you want to make a good amount of money, and maybe you like to travel, getting a CDL license might be the best option for you. Our mission is to help 1 million people get on the road to freedom. So what are you waiting for? Click on the link or check out our website, cdldrivingacademy.com, cdldrivingacademy.com. Thanks. Have a great day. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, make sure you hit that like button. Also, subscribe to our channel. It's really going to help us out. Click on that button. And if you want to continue yourself on your road to freedom, here's more videos to watch. There's endless amounts. Hopefully we get to see each other one day very soon. Thanks.